Well, when I was in college, I thought about what are the things that are most going to affect the future of humanity, and the three things I came up with were the internet transitioning to a sustainable energy economy, and that means both production and consumption of energy in a sustainable way. And the third was space exploration. So my interest in electric cars goes back.
At Vader, we have many entrepreneurs watching this program, and they're always interested in how someone fundraises. And you raised money for a car, and you've never had any experience building a car. You had the passion.
Yeah.
So was it difficult to raise the money for Tesla, or is it because you already put $100 million into SpaceX and had enough money? Did that make it easier to bring new investors into your venture?
Well, I think I had the advantage initially of having the capital from PayPal, and so I was able to do all of the initial funding myself.
For Tesla, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or almost all, I shouldn't say all, but like 90% of it. And then there were some other investors. There were some minor venture investors in the beginning.
So not very.
But essentially, I did almost all the initial investment myself.
Okay.
And with that initial investment, the first thing we did was to try to get a working prototype.
How much was that? Did you put in for the working prototype, an initial investment?
I think it took us. Well, I did most of the Series A and Series B. I think I put in probably about either 15 million or something like that.
I just brought up children, so I have 3 children, so I'm always curious as to how other parents raise their children. With 5 kids, you have 5 kids on top of everything else you do. What are the lessons you share with them, and how do you encourage them? Maybe you don't want to encourage them to be like you, but how do you encourage them to be curious, to be bold?
Well, I do encourage them to ask questions. You know, that like a lot of kids go through this kind of like why stage. You know, you have this sort of chained whys. You know, so say why, you know, why is something this way, and then you answer, and they say, well, why is that? Why is that? Why is that? And I think answering those questions gladly and really encouraging them to ask more questions is definitely a good idea. You want to encourage curiosity. You want to encourage tenacity. And you know, just sort of, yeah, just kind of reward them with praise when they demonstrate kind of good traits.
All right, last question. 3 pieces of advice to entrepreneurs. What are your 3 pieces? I'm an entrepreneur, so you can share them with me.
Okay.
How would you advise me?
Well, first of all, I really need to give some thought to like how can I provide advice that would be most helpful, and I'm not sure I've given enough thought to that to give you the best possible answer. But I think certainly being focused on something that you're confident will have high value to someone else, and just being really rigorous in making that assessment, because people tend to a natural human tendency is wishful thinking. So a challenge for entrepreneurs is to say, well, what's the difference between really believing in your ideals and sticking to them versus pursuing some unrealistic dream that doesn't actually have merit? And that is a really difficult thing to tell. Can you tell the difference between those two things?
Right.
You know? So you need to be sort of very rigorous in your self-analysis. I think certainly extremely tenacious, and then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, you know, 80 to 100-hour weeks every week.
Gosh.
And
That's
then
a lot of work.
All those things improve the odds of success.
Okay.
I mean, if other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that in 1 year you will achieve what they achieve. You will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.